This briefing is classified top secret, and also extremely stupid. It's March 1945. Germany is collapsing like a bad pyramid scheme run by an egomaniac with a mustache. The Allies have crossed the Rhine, the Soviets are marching in from the east, and the Reich is having what we in intelligence circles call a total systems failure. In the middle of this beautiful chaos sits the Reichsbank, Germany's national piggy bank. It holds billions of Reichsmarks, gold bars, silver, and souvenirs, looted from every museum, vault, and family the Nazis could reach. And because Berlin is being turned into modern art by Allied bombers, someone at the top decides the smart move is to hide all of it underground. Enter the Kaiserroda potassium mine, near a quiet farming village called Merkers. Population, a few civilians, some chickens, and soon, about $1 billion in stolen treasure. To summarize the Nazi logic, if we can't win the war, let's at least win hide and seek. February 11th, 1945. A secret convoy leaves Berlin in the dead of night. Rail cars packed with gold bars, silver bullion, foreign currency, and priceless art rumble toward Merkers. At the head of this moving disaster is Walter Funk, president of the Reichsbank. Yes, that's really his name. No, he never formed a band. The plan is simple. Dump everything 2,000 feet underground and hope gravity counts as security clearance. By sunrise, the loot is sealed inside room number 8, a reinforced chamber at the bottom of the mine. Behind brick walls and steel doors sits the financial soul of the Third Reich, now guarded by miners, civilians, and blind optimism. Meanwhile, the SS Office for Economy and Administration shows up with its own deposits, gold fillings, jewelry, family heirlooms stolen from victims, all tossed into the same vault. Congratulations. The Nazis have officially created the world's first ethically bankrupt savings account. And just when you think it can't get worse, the Reich Ministry of Education decides to store national art collections there too. Because nothing protects priceless paintings like stacking them next to buckets of industrial salt and war crimes. The Merkers mine becomes the most secure, least sane vault in Europe. But as the Reich collapses, guards panic, trains stop running, and the world's worst secret savings plan starts falling apart. Meanwhile, rolling toward them is Patton's Third Army, powered by caffeine, diesel, and the American inability to read "do not enter" signs. The stage is set. The gold is buried. The Allies are closing in. This is how one of history's biggest heists and dumbest cover-ups begins. April 1945. The discovery. The war in Europe is running on fumes. Patton's Third Army storms across the Rhine and plows through Germany like it's late for its own surrender. Their orders say, push northeast toward Gotha. Their actual route is somewhere between close enough and oops. That detour drops them into the quiet village of Merkers. Population, farmers, chickens, and a rumor that's about to change history. Locals whisper to the Americans. They talk about gold, Nazi gold, hidden deep underground in the old mine. Lieutenant Colonel William Russell doesn't trust anything he hears in wartime Germany, but this rumor is too specific to ignore. Patrols question workers and civilians. Everyone says the same thing. The Nazis moved their treasure into the mine. Russell radios headquarters. Possible valuables discovered. Request authorization to investigate. Patton replies instantly, then stop requesting and start digging. April 5th, soldiers head into the mine. The deeper they go, the colder it gets. Then they find it. A brick wall 3 feet thick, with a steel door welded shut. A German miner shrugs. Nothing important in there, which in history always means jackpot. Russell calls combat engineers. His field note reads, found sealed room. Possible valuables. Recommend explosives. Patton responds with his favorite command, blow it. By April 7th, tanks guard every tunnel entrance. MPs stand watch. An entire regiment babysits a mystery box of Nazi secrets. No one knows what's behind that wall, but they're about to find out. April 8th, opening the vault. American engineers prepare to do what America does best: open something labeled "Do Not Open." General Mantonetti studies the wall and says, "Blow it." Explosions echo. Dust fills the tunnel. When it clears, the flashlights reveal the impossible. Room number 8. A cavern packed with gold bars, silver bullion, stacks of Reichsmarks, priceless paintings wrapped in canvas, piles of jewelry, watches, coins, suitcases with museum tags. A soldier mutters, "You've got to be kidding me." Another whispers, "Are we sure we're the good guys?" The numbers are insane. 8,198 gold bars, thousands of bags of currency, hundreds of trunks filled with treasure. It looks like the entire economy of Europe got vacuumed into a cave. Eddie reports the discovery. Patton replies, "I'm on my way." By the next day, Eisenhower, Bradley, and Patton descend into the mine like tourists at the world's weirdest museum. Eisenhower stares in silence, then says, "Good God." Patton grins, "Gentlemen, we appear to have robbed the robbers." A German official claims the currency was for army payroll. Bradley replies, "I doubt the German army is going to be meeting payroll much longer." They laugh. The gold glows, and the mine becomes the most famous vault on Earth. The cleanup, chaos begins. If you think finding $1 billion ends the chaos, you've never met the US Army. Within hours, the mine turns into a circus. Generals, MPs, photographers, reporters, everyone shows up to inspect the vault. Major General Eddie shouts, "No one touches anything!" But somewhere behind him, a private is already holding a gold bar like he's won a game show. Patton wants an inventory. Eisenhower wants secrecy. Bradley wants lunch. Everyone else wants credit. Enter Colonel Bernard Bernstein, the man now responsible for moving Hitler's piggy bank without losing a single coin. He walks in, sees the mountain of treasure, and mutters, "Oh God, I'm going to need more paper." He secures the tunnels, orders steel gates, deploys armed escorts, and names the operation Task Force Whitney. April 15th. 32 trucks roll out of Merkers carrying more gold than some countries own. Tanks escort them. MPs guard them. Clerks with clipboards follow like accountants in a war movie. Destination, Frankfurt. Because nothing says secure storage like a former Nazi bank. Meanwhile, stolen art is packed by Task Force Hansen. Finally, someone remembers to write "fragile" on the crates. By week's end, the Reich's fortune changes addresses. The gold sits in Frankfurt. The art is in transit. And Bernstein has lost the will to live somewhere under a pile of paperwork. The aftermath, returning the stolen wealth. Peace doesn't last. Governments start calling. France, Belgium, the Netherlands, Norway. Everyone wants to know if Merker's gold belongs to them. The answer is probably yes. Bernstein now has to figure out who owns what. This is not archaeology. This is spreadsheet torture. But his team works day and night, matching records and tracing stolen wealth. They recover 98.6% of Germany's stolen monetary reserves. An achievement so unlikely, it sounds fake. By August 1945, the hoard is valued at $262 million, about $4 billion today. Then comes the darkest part. Personal items, gold teeth, jewelry, heirlooms from concentration camp victims. Bernstein documents everything. These records become key evidence at the Nuremberg trials. The treasure is handed to the Tripartite Commission for the Restitution of Monetary Gold. A name so bureaucratic, it guarantees slowness. Return schedule, 1996. Yes, 50 years later, the art begins its journey home. Masterpieces surface everywhere. Vermeer, Rembrandt, even Da Vinci. By late summer, the gold is locked away. The art is returned. And Bernstein mutters as he leaves the bank. At least it's not an assault mine anymore. Epilogue, the lessons. By autumn 1945, Merker's mine is silent again. The vaults are empty. The gold is gone. The empire that hid it is dust. History calls it the Nazi gold heist. Patton called it a good day's work. But the truth is deeper. Every bar of gold, every painting, every coin was proof of the greed and cruelty that fueled the Reich. They built a war machine on theft and tried to hide the evidence under a mountain of salt. It didn't work. Bernstein's records exposed them. At Nuremberg, their own bookkeeping helped convict them. Years later, the gold was melted down, redistributed, and the art returned to museums. The mine faded into history, but the story remains. A warning about power, greed, and the stupidity of tyrants. Patton once said, "If everyone's thinking alike, then somebody isn't thinking." After Merkers, you could add, "If everyone's hiding gold in the same mine, somebody's an idiot." The operation was a success. The logic behind it was not.